Welcome back to another quick review. It's been some time. I've been working on something in the background. Don't mind me. Soon. But today we're talking about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The game that's been out for a little over a month now. I beat it about 3 weeks ago. I am very behind on reviewing this game, but better late than never. Today, I'm talking about this game, and I'll just let you know it's my game of the year already. It's a 10 out of 10 game for the most part. It's a 10 out of 10 game. Before I dive into spoilers or story, anything for that matter, I want to talk about things that weren't in remake that were a reboot, that were a rebirth, like overall improvements in regards to gameplay and the world and whatnot. First off, gameplay significantly better is because it's not really different. It's just expanded gameplay, adding on new stuff and making the old stuff better, which is probably the best thing that you can actually get out of the sequel. That's the best thing that you can ask for out of the sequel. New stuff, like the synergy stuff and whatnot, and a couple of new abilities and the skill points, is skill tree thing, like this, like essentially like the spear grid, which is all really cool. And then, of course, upgrading old stuff, giving us more materia, but as well as just making the combat feel way better than it did in remake. All of that is really good. All of that is amazing. I think this has some of the best JRPG combat, or just RPG, or just combat in general in any video game. It's really good. Now, the world, eh, he, I'm mixed. I feel like I know a lot of the inspiration from what I see here. A lot of FF7 Rebirth's um, overworld inspiration, I feel, draws a lot from Horizon, which I think is directly stated as by somebody, but it draws a lot from Horizon. Now, I'm not sure if I've said this on here, but I have gone on the record in my past to say I don't like Horizon. I think the world in Horizon is one of the better aspects of it, but I'm still not a fan. I think this is done slightly better. Just because I'm a Final Fantasy fan, I'm also biased. I think this is done slightly better, but I still have my issues. A lot of the world feels clunky. I'm not even gonna lie. Some of it does. Some of just like navigating around the world feels a bit clunky. Um, I feel as though there's not enough exploration. Like, you have these wide open areas, but sometimes it feels like you're forced to go to every area, or like every area that you probably wouldn't find regardless, like that you probably wouldn't find any hidden area has like a mark or a logo on top of it, that leads you to an objective, which is fine, but it does take away a bit from the discoverability. Now, I'm also just not a big, massive fan of open world games in general, but in this case it does take I do like discovering stuff on my own. It does take away a bit from that, which which definitely sucks. But it's not like end of the world material. Some of those areas are still really cool. Like the grasslands is a really nice opening area. Corel is fun. Like the Coral region is fun. Junon is really fun. I love Junon. Nibelheim is probably one of the better areas of the game. That's just because it's smaller and there's not as much to do, but it feels like more effort was put on Nibelheim. More emphasis was put on Nibelheim. Cosmo Canyon, confusing at first, but overall pretty fun and semi easy to navigate. It was easier to navigate than I thought it would be. Gongaga could go burn in hell for all I care. Overall, a lot of the worlds were done really well. And then another one of my negatives that I want to talk about just really quickly, this last negative, mini games and side quests. I thought they were fine. I thought they were okay. A lot of mini side quests and mini games. If we're really gonna compare, the, the side quests themselves were fine. I found some of them to be a slog, some of them to be pretty good, some of them were the chicken quest. And a lot of those side quests do feel like side quests I would have found at FF16, which isn't great. which I'm not even gonna lie, that's not a good thing. I love FF16. It's my third favorite game of all time. It's my second favorite Final Fantasy game. But I don't think the side quests were done quite right in that game. No, neither were they done quite right in this game, unfortunately. And mini games, some of them were hit or miss. There's some really good ones. Chocobo Racing was a lot of fun. That one space mini game and the Gold Saucer was fun. There was a lot of fun mini games. Don't get it twisted. Especially that the play scene. Oh my god, so good. But there were a lot of mini games that just were misses, that weren't great, that weren't all that fun. And my biggest one gripe that I had with mini games and side quests is they do the FF16 thing, unfortunately, where they just something will happen and then they just drop like 6 different side quests at once on you, which I know a lot of JRPGs do, but it's really noticeable and apparent in FF7 Rebirth and FF16, and it definitely isn't great. It does feel overwhelming, and especially chapter 12, like end of chapter 12, going into chapter 13, or beginning of chapter 12 rather. They just drop like 17 different side quests, or not 17, but like there's like 7 or 8 new side quests, an entire new storyline, like subplot they drop on you with this new region. It just comes out of nowhere, and it's like I feel overwhelmed. There's a whole bunch to do, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. In the moment, at least. But I'm gonna stop talking about the world for a moment. Let me get back. Let me go into the story. I haven't done this in a while. Don't mind me. The story is great. I loved it. I know a lot of people have issues with that ending. I see it as trying to make the third game hit harder than it normally would. Actively making Cloud more insane than he already is. Trying to make that third game hit harder, which I think is good. I like that idea. And I think a lot of the storytelling, the pacing with the story throughout it was great. There were some moments that throughout the story that you didn't see coming, or just like new moments that weren't in the original that were a lot of fun to experience and react to live. We did that live on stream. There's a lot of fun to experience and react to, like a lot of new changes, new differences that were all great. The boss fights were great. I overall really enjoyed the story. I thought it was great. I think Cloud is even better of a character, and this game just serves to the third game, it just serves to build up Cloud and explore this character more in the third game, like explore this character more than we've seen before, which will be great. A lot of the other characters were significantly better. I love Aerith in this game. Love Barrett in this game. Barrett's great. Red 13 was a lot of fun throughout the entire time. Yuffie was okay. I think a lot of Yuffie's story comes from Intergrade, but I'm sure they'll expand on that more in part 3. I like Kate Sith way more than I thought I would, which is so unfortunate. It's such an unfortunate thing that I liked him way more than I thought I would. Tifa was a slight downgrade, unfortunately. I'm not sure how I feel about Tifa in this game. I thought Tifa was fine. Vincent and Sid, unfortunately, you don't get to play as them, but they're great. They're great characters. And overall, I think most of the characters in this game are really, really good. Which just goes for the entire game as a whole. A lot of it is just really, really good. It's a good game. It's a 9.5 out of game, 10 out of 9.5, 10 out of 10 out of 10 game for me. I really loved it. I enjoyed the time that I had with it. We beat it in about 3 weeks. I logged in about 82 hours into this game. It was a game that throughout the things that I didn't like about it, the positives outweigh the negatives. The positives are so high that it pushes that overall score up. Like it starts at a baseline score, the negatives bring it down, and the positives bring it up higher than the baseline score. That's how much I love this game. It kept me wanting to come back. It kept me invested. Every time I wasn't playing this game, I was thinking about it. Even if I was playing something else or doing something else in just life in general. Oh god, I was constantly thinking about this game, and I would highly recommend that you just go play it. It's really good. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.